Hello and welcome to some mod talk. I'm Josh and I'm just going to go through the mods I'm going to be using, at least initially, for this Tale of Two Wastelands playthrough. You should see it up maybe tomorrow, maybe in a few days. I have Fallout New Vegas with all the DLCs. I have Fallout 3 with all the DLCs and the Tale of Two Wastelands mod to make it all work. This is a Tale of Two Wastelands, which means I play Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas together in one engine with one character. And I can sort of travel between them. It'll be obvious when it starts. Well, it'll be obvious when we get to it. Now, we also have Project Nevada, because it makes everything more fun. Cyberware, I'm probably not going to get any until I actually get to New Vegas. I think some of it might be in some level lists, and I may be able to craft some at some point, but I think I'm going to have to wait until I get to Vegas for that. Equipment, rebalance, extra options, all there as normal. More perks. I like the more perks mod. There are just a lot of fun perks in there, so I'm going to be using that. Mikotobeauty is a hair mod that I am actually not using, but it is required for another mod I am using. iHUD is excellent. It hides, basically hides things, elements of the heads-up display I'm not using. Because of Project Nevada, I can't actually use the mod menu for almost anything other than Project Nevada. In fact, I don't think it will allow me to use a mod menu for anything other than Project Nevada. It just doesn't show up. So I'm having to use all the default settings for iHUD. Thankfully, the default settings are pretty good. Then I have the Tale of Two Wastelands, Anchorage, more cooking items, which is... I believe it just means I can use things like campfires and grills to cook. Super Mutants. It makes the Super Mutants more like the Super Mutants of the original Fallout 3 rather than those of New Vegas, if I remember correctly. Cyber editions. Yes, we're back onto Project Nevada. More cyberware, which is always good. Rebalance. Nice. And support for all the DLC. Then we have the More Perks update, which is, as exactly it sounds, an update for more perks. DrivableMotorCycle. DrivableMotorCycle is very important for me because it's a bit of storage space that allows me to carry, to travel long distance while carrying something that would make me over encumbered. It also means I can travel a lot faster, which kind of useful. I really feel that, particularly in Fallout 3, where even from the beginning you get a lot of quests that you have to travel long distance for, it's going to be a lot of help, especially because of some of the mods I'm going to have later, which make everything a lot more deadly, so being able to avoid enemies is going to be very important. Next, we get to some of the other things, some of the armors. Custom suit, Courier Vests, Road Fighter armor, Black Wolf backpack, Geonox Wasteland shirt. Those are all pretty standard, just custom armor sets. Again, I won't be getting them until I get into Vegas. ManualReload and the Old World Blues patch. It's very simple. It just means instead of the gun automatically reloading, I have to hit R even after I've expended all the bullets in order to reload. Just makes it a little bit more... yeah, just makes it a little bit more realistic, and it's a nice touch. Riot Armor, again, another piece of armor. Easy unlocking, easy hacking, and guaranteed pickpocket. Just a mod that means you can force locks and hack without any difficulty so long as you have the skill, because if my character has the skill, I don't want to have to play a minigame, which is annoying. BrassGoggles. Add some BrassGoggles. Again, New Vegas, which is good. Here we go. Asgardian Race. It's a face mod that I need in order to have certain Well, I basically want a face that looks decent. I don't have to want to spend hours and hours tweaking it and then finding it looks hideous. So we've got that. Mikotobeauty, again, that's all needed for the face, I believe. Miscellaneous items. It just gives icons to miscellaneous items. Project Nevada, Tale of Two Wastelands vision modes. It basically adds a bunch of visors, I believe, for the stuff in Fallout 3. So, if you didn't know, in Fallout New Vegas Project Nevada, if you wear a helmet, well, if you wear a helmet that covers your eyes, there are some exceptions, but in most of them, it will give you a sort of overlay over your face. If you're wearing goggles or power armor helmet or something, you get an overlay that makes it a bit harder to see, and it also gets visibly damaged in first person when it is damaged, which means the more damage it is, the harder it is to see through, which means it's always useful trying to get those glasses and goggles up to their maximum durability. Tale of Two Wastelands speech checks. This is a necessity for me. It changes, as far as I know, all, but it might not be all of them. It is still in one of the testing phases, but it's basically a mod that changes all the Fallout 3 speech checks and most checks, which are all percentage chance based, into the Fallout New Vegas style, which will basically mean you must have a skill at this level or else you fail. If you have it at this level, you automatically succeed, which is, yeah. I much prefer that system. It's much better. Stash pack options. It basically means once I get out of the vault, instead of getting all the bonus packs of items, which would be ridiculous, I get to choose which ones I do and don't get. Although, for some reason, when I disable all of them, I still get the classic pack. I'm not sure why. Next we have alternate repairing. It lets me do basically break down a load of items and make sort of generic repair parts, sort of like weapons kits, but for specific types of weapon. Like you have replacement pistol parts and replacement energy rifle parts, that sort of thing, and then you repair the items with those. I have the version for Tale of Two Wastelands and for the Ultimate Edition, which is obviously all the DLC for New Vegas. Break down items. Here we go. This is robcocraftomaticsuite. This is basically a system that allows you to craft at stations, if your skills are high enough, some items that work like portable crafting stations. You can get a portable workbench, reloading bench, and stove, I believe, which I will be looking into. And they'll be very useful when I'm traveling about, because as far as I remember, there aren't a lot of reloading benches in Tale of Two Wastelands, Fallout 3 areas. And finally, realistic weapon damages. Realistic weapon damages is the big defining mod for this. I'm using the standard version. I did try playing it with the alternate version, which increases the damage you take further, but I was just being destroyed. So I'm going with the standard version. Basically what this does is it increases the damage multipliers for limbs. So if you get shot in the chest, you have, I believe it's a 2x multiplier. In the arms and legs, I think it's ×3, and it's ×4 for the head. So if you shoot someone in the head and they're not armoured in the head, chances are they're dead no matter what you shoot them with. Of course, likewise, if someone shoots you and you're not armoured in the head, you are likely dead instantly. But it also means you cripple limbs much faster, which means you're able to do a more tactical thing of, okay, if you're trying to take someone alive, you shoot them in the legs, and then they will almost certainly have crippled legs and will move very, very slowly. Or you could shoot them in the arms to try and make them drop their guns, that sort of thing. So yeah, that is the mod talk. That's what I'm going to be playing with. I may add some more mods and change them as I go along, but yeah. I'll see you in the game.